Here I have developed a digital literacy and 21st century skills that I think a teacher should have as a quality for Mrs. Hardy to connect with in her school. So I've come up with 7 different ideas, but I also have put some together because I think that it is important that they should be together. So right here I've put communicators and collaborators. So it's very important to be a good communicator with other teachers and your fellow faculty, but also to come together and collaborate. So when you're communicating and collaborating, that's 2 important skills that tie together. And then my next one right here is creators and thinkers. So when you're working together, you want to be creative in what you're doing and teaching, but also being a critical thinker in the aspects of how you're doing it and how you're teaching it, and in that it's going to come across in the right way to your students. So tying that in, I would say you need to be a designer. So you're designing a good curriculum too for your students to have when working in their classroom and working together. So I have designer here again. I would just make sure that when you're designing things that you just stay strong with what you're doing and how you're doing it. You don't want to poor design with something that you're doing, but to make it the best that you possibly could make it. So as a teacher, you want to be a leader, and being a leader, you want to make sure that you're empowering your students to do what they should. You're taking role and you're not just letting them walk all over you, but you're standing for what you know and helping them become the best they could be. And this facilitator, becoming a facilitator is just like communicators, but you want to make sure you're facilitating stuff across correctly, that they're learning what you have to say about them, about what you have to teach, and how you're teaching it, and make sure that it's understood, and make sure that if they have questions, they ask them, and it's not just short and sweet, but make sure that it's to the point and that they're understanding what you're saying. And my last one is an analysis. As an analysis, you want to make sure that they have different ways to go about how they're learning stuff. So that would be tying back into everything I have already said about communicators and collaborators, creators and critical thinkers, designer, leader, and facilitator. So in analysis, they're going to tie back and make assumptions in how they did it and what it was done, and make sure that it sounds proper and how they are doing it is how it should be done.